Hello and welcome to the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show. I'm Rob Webster and that was just Progressive Rock.
The Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show, the first progressive rock show to hit Cheltenham, began its journey to superstardom in October 2008. There, the young whippersnapper called Rob Webster began his career as the best darned progressive rock radio DJ this world has ever seen. Through much controversy and many laughs, we bring you the story that is the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show, Fridays 6 till 8, only on Tone Radio.
I'm in the studio today with my co-host for this week, Ben Whalen. Say hello, Ben.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I believe it was soon after meeting Rob, but once I established that he wasn't a weirdo like I'd thought he was from photographs I'd seen online, I was inquiring about the availability of a guest slot on his soon-to-be Progressive Rock Show, and I was just eager for a leg up, and I knew that Rob could give me a leg up and a leg over, and really show me a good time. The first time Rob Webster walked into my office, he said, "Joe, you need a progressive rock show." And I said, "Rob, you are 100% right. However, I was also told this kid was a live wire. He could go off any minute. So I just wanted to get him out of my office straight away. Joe Gerald does not like live wires in his office." But then he kept harassing me, and then finally I thought, hey, why not give this kid a shot? Progressive rock is the new pop.
This is, for legal reasons, called Stuff or No Stuff, in which my co-host of the week will be competing to win stuff.
Right, Stuff or No Stuff. Good idea. Basically, are you familiar with the Channel 4 game show Deal or No Deal? Oh, I sort of loosely refer to it as a game show because, in fairness, it's not really a game show. You just point at a box. But I thought, right, how can we apply this format to stuff? And it just sort of grew from there. And I think that the thing that people fail to recognise about Stuff or No Stuff is that the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show was, at its core, a children's show. And it's like, while all the adults can sort of sit there on the internet and say, oh, the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show is going downhill as soon as its first show. No, it's just not aimed at you. Stuff or No Stuff, the kids loved it. They adored it. I would, get children just coming up to me in the streets and kissing my downstairs toilet just because they loved it that much. It was a gorgeous feature on a good show. I stand by it.
On the board today, we've got the blue prizes, which are rubbish, much like the Channel 4 programme, which I cannot say the name of, for legal reasons. And we've got the red prizes, which are the really cool stuff, which you'd be quite happy to take home, show off to your kids.
Oh, yes.
Right, this week the red prizes are some Hello Kitty themed post-it notes, a Subway voucher, my statistics homework from last year, which should by all means be in the possession of one Mr. Robson right now, and a mini roll as your top prize, the £250,000. I couldn't quite afford that, so you've got a mini roll to play for, which, of course, you cannot unwrap until you leave the studio in accordance with the threatening piece of paper that Auto Radio people have been given.
Stuff or No Stuff. This was the first idea Rob Webster pitched for me for the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show, and it sounded like a dynamite idea. Many people think that Stuff or No Stuff was cancelled due to that hit that Rob had co-presenting with him. He didn't get the idea of the show, but morons don't, okay? Many people think it was because of that reason, and that kid was a moron. But what actually happened was we were approached by Dave, and they wanted to turn it into their own thing. And just about now, actually, 2-3 years on from the event, we are just getting the show compete for the meat. And that is based on Stuff or No Stuff.
It seemed the sky was the limit for the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show. However, on May Day 2009, tragedy was about to occur. Rob Webster and his co-hosts for the week, Chris Surtees and Ben Wayland, were caught live on air drinking rosé wine, £3.48 from Tesco. Just one up from the Tesco Valley range, California-wise. It's good.
Well, it was all a laugh at the time, to be completely honest. You know, we didn't think any harm could come of it. We just wanted to have a good time. Looking back on it, I can kind of see that it was me, that I wasn't being very subtle, that about what we were doing in the studio drinking-wise.
You're worse than 3 radio presenters that drink wine while they're on air.
Yeah, who would do that? Who would honestly do that on the radio? Actually,
And look, two of them would have. Fill you back up. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. Yeah, right. Rosé again. Yeah. I mean, water again.
As if we've actually got a choice there. It's rosé or a rosé.
Rosegate was, I think, a black mark against my good name, because obviously we retooled the shows from the early days. It's like at first it was a children's show, and then they said we need to make this more edgy. We need to sort of, because at the time it was edgy, like at the start, even from the first show it was edgy, but it was edgy like a dodecahedron rather than, say, edgy like a Mobius strip. A Mobius strip is all edge, it's just one big edge, and that was what we needed to be. So I misjudged this. I thought that what would be a nice thing to do would be, well, I had sort of a checklist. I had 1, commit a murder, and I didn't want to do that. Number 2 was commit a cat burglary, which I like because it's a little bit cartoony. It's a crime that doesn't really harm anyone, it just gets you into the international news, but I'm not athletic enough. So I thought, right, what would be good would be if we just totted off down to Tesco, bought some rosé wine, and drank it in the studio. Other shops are available. And I mean, I don't think we ever truly recovered in the eyes of sort of like the moral guardians. I mean, Mary Whitehouse's ghost actually emailed into the show a few times to register her distaste, and it's the big hate campaign, you know. But what I am proud of is that though we went into those rocky, dire straits, we came out unscathed. It's like there was no resignation. Not even the controller of Tone Radio resigned. It's like I think we managed to handle our beast a lot better than say Russell Brand, Andrew Sachs, Terry Wogan, Tony Blackburn et al. Managed to. So yeah, I was pleased.
Now Rosegate, I remember where I was, just like when my father assassinated JFK. I remember the exact place I was when when Rosegate happened, and I was actually miles away from a radio set, and I was watching a show called Casualty, and then my wife came in from the kitchen and she said, Rosegate has happened, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And then she explained to me what is going on, and immediately I jumped into my Bentleys and drove down to the studio, and it was just as Rob was staggering out, I said, Rob, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to your fans? What are you doing to your parents? And all Rob could do was give me the 1-finger salute, and I knew we were going down a bad path there, man. I knew we were going down a bad path. Joe Gerald does not like bad paths. But as you all know, we came out of it a lot stronger. Me and Rob spent several months in rehab, curing our sex addictions and our alcohol addictions, and we came out of it stronger.
Right, the Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show is an odyssey through the land of progressive rock. It's sort of, as soon as you tune in, you're on a boat. Stay with me, you are on the boat, promise. And if you look to your left, you can see this sort of sheer wall of history. There's like all the 70s bands. You've got Rush, you've got Yes, you've got Genesis, all just sort of looming out from the shadows like Cyclopses. And on the right, you have maybe got a Minotaur from the future, say. You might have Dream Theater just sort of sat there with their arms folded and bulls' foreheads. And so you've got that odyssey. But the water that you are being sailed down on, and the captain of your ship is the most charismatic man in the world. Rob Webster is a pirate.
The Rob Webster Progressive Rock Show has had its share of controversial incidents, but now, safely archived in Tone Towers, there's no doubt that this progressive rock masterpiece will be looked back on with a smile. Now start off.